is going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound. We're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down Saturday, December 16th, 2023. Going to get your weekend started right on the ice. Before we get to that, though, if you like this content, please make sure you drop a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. And, we just passed 100 million views on our YouTube channel. Could not have done that without you guys' love and support. So thank you so much for that. The wraparound wouldn't be what it is without you guys and your love and support. So again, thank you so much for that. If you're looking for my best bets on the board, you can head to pickdawgz.com. Click that premium picks tab at the top of the page. You can get daily packages or a long-term pass, whether it's just with me or you pair me up with someone else as part of our multi-capper promotion. Tons of options for you guys over there. But the main goal is obviously to make you guys some money. I want to put some cash in your pockets. We're getting closer and closer to Christmas. You guys are maybe going to have to get those last minute presents in. Only got to build up that bankroll so you can get them. So, I think it's best if we just do what we normally do. We got a 13 game card on Saturday. You know the drill. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game on Saturday takes us to the XL Energy Center where the Minnesota Wild take on the Vancouver Canucks. And the Minnesota Wild, having a solid run right now, 6-2 in their last 8. The Vancouver Canucks, winners of 4 in a row in their own right. But the thing is that, these two teams just met on December 7th. It was a 2-0 win in favor of the Vancouver Canucks in that game. And I just think that, the Vancouver Canucks are the better team. I think there's still a bit of a stigma attached with this Canucks team that they're not supposed to be as good as they are. But look at them. They're 8-6 on the road. They're 29-1 on the whole this season. Minnesota, they're still 6-4-2. They're still 500 at home this year. They're 11-12-4 overall. I just think the Canucks are the better team in this matchup. So I'm going to take the Canucks at plus money, something that you're probably not going to get too often the rest of the way. Next, we head to the Canada Life Center where the New York Jets take on the Colorado Avalanche. And it's a rematch from a matchup that we saw just a few days ago. And the Colorado Avalanche ended up losing that game at home to Winnipeg 4-2. And now we go to Winnipeg where Winnipeg's played some solid hockey. They've actually been solid pretty much wherever they've played this season. 9-4-1 on the road, 8-5-1 at home. Colorado, though, they're a lot better at home. They're 11-4 at home, 7-5-2 on the road this season. And right now, I don't know if I can trust the Colorado Avalanche. Sure, you got wins at home over the Buffalo Sabres and Calgary Flames, but the last time we've seen them on the road, they got swept in their last West Coast road trip, lost 4-1 to the Kings, lost 4-3 to the Coyotes and the Ducks as well. So I think the Winnipeg's holding some value here. Winners of 5 of 6, getting plus money at home. Give me the Winnipeg Jets on the money line in this one. Now we head to the TD Garden where the Boston Bruins take on the New York Rangers. And the Boston Bruins, this is a Bruins team that perennially one of the tougher teams in the NHL at home. And this season has been no different, 10-2-1. They have stumbled in a couple of their recent games. They lost to the Buffalo Sabres 3-1. They lost to the New Jersey Devils 2-1 in OT on the road. And now they welcome a tough Rangers team who have been rock solid on the road all season, 10-4-1. I think that this game is going to end up being a bit of a heavyweight title fight potential playoff preview. This could easily be the Eastern Conference preview of the preview of the Eastern Conference Finals here. Now the New York Rangers did come in on the back-to-back, but so did the Boston Bruins. So we're probably going to see Swayman and Shesterkin here, probably the two best options for these two teams in goal. And like I said, I think this is going to be a bit of a heavyweight fight. I can see this being the first of 3 wins this game. I'm going playoff type atmosphere here. I'm going to go under 5.5. Like I said, I'm going to go 3-2, I think, on both sides here. Maybe try to get a correct score for some plus money. Now we're going to the Nationwide Arena where the Columbus Blue Jackets take on the New Jersey Devils, and this is going to be an interesting matchup as, you got the New Jersey Devils, who are clearly the better team here in my opinion, but they're 5-17 on the puck line this season, and really makes it hard to try to get any sort of value with the New Jersey Devils because they can be laying these big numbers, but when they're only winning by a goal, it really takes away your chance to get any sort of value on the line. On the other side, you got the Columbus Blue Jackets, who almost blew a 5-0 lead against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Still found a way to win that game 6-5 in overtime. But rather than try to mess around with the side here, I think the better play is the over in this game. You've got the New Jersey Devils, who are 17-5 to the over this season. And you look at a lot of Columbus's recent games, each of their last 5 games have seen at least 7 goals. We saw 11 against the Leafs. They gave up 5 in the loss to the Panthers, gave up 7 to the Islanders, put up 5 in a 5-2 win against the Blues. And the Devils, well, they've had some low-scoring games as of late, but head-to-head, we saw a lot of wins for New Jersey by comfortable margins. 8-1, 7-1 last year. We saw a couple of 4-3 wins for the Blue Jackets back in 2022. So give me the over 6.5 in this one. Now we're going to the Bell Center where the Montreal Canadiens take on the New York Islanders. And, the Montreal Canadiens continue to be hit or miss no matter how much you want to try to take any sort of value with them. They continue to drop games here and there. They've lost 5 of 7 and 6 of their last 9. And the Islanders, well, the Islanders are back to playing solid hockey. Sure, they took the loss 5-4 in the shootout against the Boston Bruins, but they've still won 4 of 5 and 6 of their last 8. And they've really adapted to playing this new sort of high-scoring physical style that at least I became used to seeing the Islanders implement year in and year out. Now they're a game below 500, which was really crazy considering that they weren't playing all that well earlier on this season. But I think that the Islanders right now are just the better team with the more trustworthy lineup. Even when the Canadiens have solid goaltending performances, the offense leaves them hanging out to dry. So I'm gonna go with the New York Islanders. We're getting a reasonable price with them here at -132. Now we're heading to the Wells Fargo Center where the Philadelphia Flyers take on the Detroit Red Wings. And, the Detroit Red Wings team that was showing some promise earlier on this season, and they probably still have time to do so over the course of the season, have suddenly lost 4 of 5. And they've been some close games here and there. They lost to the Sharks 6-5 in overtime in what ended up being the beginning of that little nice run for the San Jose Sharks on the road. Last time out, lost 2-1 to the Carolina Hurricanes, but now have to go to Philadelphia to take on a Flyers team that's found themselves as of late, winning 5 of 6. They just took out the Washington Capitals in a shootout on Thursday. And right now, I just think the Flyers are playing the better hockey. They've won each of the last 3 meetings against the Red Wings. We're getting a decent price with the Flyers in their current form and with what I feel is pretty much a goaltending edge for Philadelphia with Hart or even Sam Ersson, no matter how much I don't like him, or over Ville Husso and James Reimer. So give me the Philadelphia Flyers here on the money line at -126. Now we head to Scotiabank Arena where the Toronto Maple Leafs host the Pittsburgh Penguins, and we just saw this Maple Leafs team, we talked about it earlier, against the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Leafs were down 5-0 in the second period, did all that work to come back to tie the game, force overtime, and then, well, a bad goal in overtime gave Columbus the win there. And that's sort of been the microcosm of the season at home for Toronto so far this season. Another game where they gave up at least 4 goals, and I think they could do that here against a Pittsburgh team that definitely has potential. They scored 4 goals in back-to-back games. They've been able to find the back of the net with some consistency this season, and I still think that even if Toronto gives up 4, they could at least score some as well. I think this game's going well over the total. Like I said, a lot of Leafs home games this season have been going over the number, mainly because Toronto's given up 60 to 70% of the goals that you need to get up and over the total. So give me the over 6.5 in this one. Now we head to the Bridgestone Arena where the Nashville Predators take on the Washington Capitals. And both of these teams have had their ups and downs this season for sure, but right now it's the Nashville Predators that are playing their better hockey, especially at home where they are 10-6 this season. And the Washington Capitals 6-4-2, so a 500 team on the road, and they did beat the Chicago Blackhawks, and they got a point out of the Philadelphia Flyers, but I don't like their chances here. The Predators are playing some solid hockey right now. Winners of 3 straight and 6 of 7. Like I said, they're taking care of business on home ice for the most part as well. So I'm going to go with the Nashville Predators. We're getting a reasonable price with them on home ice at -137. Now we're going to the Enterprise Center where the St. Louis Blues are hosting the Dallas Stars. And going into this game, thought it might have been Jake Ottinger that would get the start for the Dallas Stars, but appearing to be that Ottinger is injured for this game from what I'm reading. So probably going to be Scott Wedgwood here. And, even if it is Scott Wedgwood for this game, I'm still okay with that. He's still a capable backup. He was decent in relief last night against the Senators. And, the thing is with the St. Louis Blues that I'm kind of hesitant to go. This isn't going to be on my premium list by any stretch, but it's like I want to take a shot on the Blues because of that new coach rub that I always talk about. That you usually see the team that fires their coach rattle off a couple wins in a row. And if it was a lot of other teams, maybe I could get there with the Blues. But the Stars have been so good on the road, 9-3-2 on the road this season. Like I said, Wedgwood has been decent as a backup. So I'm going to take the Stars in the reasonable price. Not a game I'm rushing to the window to bet, though. Now we head to the Mullet Arena where the Arizona Coyotes take on the Buffalo Sabres. And, the Arizona Coyotes have played their better hockey at home. There's been no secret about that for some time now. And they've turned the Mullet Arena, a 5,000 seat stadium, into a bit of a fortress. They're 9-5 this season. But that being said, the Buffalo Sabres just beat this Arizona team in Buffalo just under a week ago. They beat them 5-2. And right now, it just feels like the Buffalo Sabres are having a lot more success finding the back of the net. Sure, the Arizona Coyotes, they snapped their 4-game losing streak with a 1-0 win over the San Jose Sharks. It was a nice performance in that game from Connor Ingram. But I don't see Ingram going back-to-back starts here. There's probably going to be a start where you see Carl Vejmelka. And Vejmelka has been shaky as of late. And not only that, the Arizona Coyotes, over the course of that losing streak, just weren't scoring. They've now, even with the win, they've scored 2 goals or less in 4 of their last 5 games. The Buffalo Sabres are at least finding the net with a little bit more consistency. They in 2 of their last 3 road games, they've beat the Vegas Golden Knights and the Boston Bruins. So I think they can go on the road and maybe take care of the Arizona Coyotes here. I think this game should be lying closer to a coin flip. I think that we're getting a little bit of value here with the Sabres getting plus money. So I'm going to take the Sabres here on the money line at plus 110. Now we head to Climate Pledge Arena where the Seattle Kraken take on the Los Angeles Kings. And when we talk about the Los Angeles Kings, we always have to talk about how well this team has played on the road to start the year. 11-1-1. Now, granted, their last couple of road games at the back end of their East Coast road trip, just last week, didn't go very well. They lost to the Rangers and the Islanders, so their first 2 road losses of the season. But the thing is that the majority of their road wins this season have come against some of the lesser teams on their schedule. Teams like your Columbuses of the world, your Montreals, your Anaheims, even your Arizonas. And I know we just talked about how well Arizona plays at Mullet Arena, so maybe that's not a bad win. But I'm just saying teams that are not on their level necessarily. And Seattle Kraken, I think, are another team that fits that mold. The Seattle Kraken 6-8-2 at home this season. Going back to last year, the Seattle Kraken were not a strong home team, and they have not taken the steps to really fix that. They have won more games already at home this season than they have on the road. But again, that's not saying a whole lot. I think the Kings, are the better team. The Kraken should really have not been able to find their footing, and I think that the Kings come in and get the job done. So I'm going to take the Kings on the money line at minus 156. Next, we head to Scotiabank Saddledome, where the Calgary Flames take on the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Tampa Bay Lightning, are starting to play well again. And I never thought I'd catch myself, being complimentary about Tampa Bay, but it is what it is. I mean, the Tampa Bay Lightning were struggling, but they've now won 4 of their last 6 games. They just beat up on the Edmonton Oilers on the road, and the way the Edmonton Oilers have been rolling the last few weeks, that's not been an easy thing to do. And they got wins over Pittsburgh, Dallas at home. They beat up on Seattle on the road. Do have a couple of losses thrown in there, but the Calgary Flames just can't get out of their own way right now. They've lost 4 straight and 6 of 7. I have no interest in laying any sort of juice with the Calgary Flames on the road here, or at home here. I think the Tampa Bay Lightning, sure, they've had their fair share of struggles on the road, but I still think they're the better team in this match. I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Lightning on the money line at minus 105. And our final game on Saturday's card takes us to Rogers Place, where the Edmonton Oilers take on the Florida Panthers. And it's actually going to be a pretty good matchup, I think. But my lean is still towards the Edmonton Oilers on the money line in this one. They're still the hotter team, even though they took one on the chin against Tampa Bay Lightning. They still scored 4 goals in the loss. They had a bad outing defensively in that game. Stuart Skinner, I was concerned if maybe he's getting overworked. You do throw a start in there from Calvin Pickard here and there. But still, the Edmonton Oilers are playing some solid hockey. The Florida Panthers are coming off of back-to-back shutout losses, 4-0 in each against the Kraken and the Canucks. I know that run won't last forever, and they'll probably get on the score sheet here, but I think I just trust the Edmonton Oilers right now a little bit more than I do the Panthers. So I'm going to take the Edmonton Oilers on the money line to round things out. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Saturday, December 16th, 2023. Now, if you like this video, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and also make sure you have notifications turned on. Hit that little bell in the description of this video below to get the newest and most up-to-date content here at Pick Dawgz. And if you're looking for my best bets, again, check out Pickdawgz Premium, and let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Good luck.